In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can be recommended by AI as a real estate agent. So the first step to be recommended by AI is to ensure that you have a Google business profile description. So essentially, if I search up a realtor, for example, Deborah Smalley, so on this right side over here, there should be like some sort of description of either her brokerage logo with a link to her website and also a description. And I also should be able to see that in Google Maps. So if I go on Google Maps and type her name again, right, so you got sort of like the location, the link to her website, but there's no description here. It's just sort of her name. So this should also be, updated. So you can go to your developer or someone who manages your website to have a description in your Google Maps, just so that any sort of AI tool that wants to crawl your website or wants to see who you are can just verify that everything sort of matches on your Google business profile, on your Zillow account or Realtor.com, and on your website. So that's key. So the NAP should always be the same, to the name, address, and phone number. This is just to ensure that AI doesn't mix you up with anyone else or sort of doesn't get confused on who exactly you are. So always have this sort of in place. And if I was to go on another sort of realtor's page, which is called Sarah, she has certain key things that kind of like boost her chance of being recommended by AI. So for example, one thing that you need to have is to have a niche. So you must niche down as much as possible. So she basically does Toronto lofts for people who notice things. So this is like a good niche. So if someone wants to, go on AI and asks, who's the best, or who do you recommend me to go to for lofts installation in Toronto, it will most likely include her in the results. And then another thing that every realtor should have is sort of a FAQ. So the FAQ essentially should have questions of your ideal targeted customers or leads that might go into your page, questions that you may think they have, and then you should have an answer in the drop down. So as soon as they press the drop down, for example, I pressed it here, there should be like an answer of exactly you answering the question. And then you want to also make sure that you have your contact details cleared in text. Just make sure that, for example, if you got an email, you should have the title email and then your email address next to that. If you got Instagram, you should have the title Instagram and your Instagram username next to that. So yeah, this is just gives AI just more understanding of your contact details, your social media platforms, and it could just, bring it out in sort of the results and say, yeah, this is Sarah, you can get access to her over here. This is her email, this is her Instagram. So these are all that key sort of information that you need to have placed in your website. And then you want to also ensure that the reviews in your website are not screenshots or any photos. It should always be text-based. So for example here, she has text-based reviews. And this is good because AI can't really read screenshots, photos properly. It can only read text in like JSON or, raw structured sort of output. So you want to make sure that's always in place and never ever put photos. If I was to check her Realtor.com's profile, this is sort of to make sure that her identity matches on every single platform that she runs on. So her bio, her brokerage, they should always match. So if I just go on Sarah, yeah, so for example, if I go on her website, I don't think I saw her brokerage. Yep, I don't see her brokerage. So you have to ensure that all your details match on your Google business profile. It matches on your website, your Realtor.com profile or Zillow. Everything matches. So the name of a brokerage should be mentioned in a website. So this is just sort of just a quick fix. Just add it somewhere, here, just anywhere. Just add your brokerage details, the website and ensure that everything just matches across every single platform. So the next step is to make sure that your website is crawlable by AI. You can do this by going on your website URL and then type in robots.txt. So for example, I'll do this on Sarah's website. Type robots.txt, and it'll show you the description here. It says, AI is allowed to crawl a website. Some websites, it says disallowed, and if it's disallowed, then AI won't be able to gather the information needed to compare you to your competitors who maybe have their website enabled by AI to crawl it. So it's key to have this sort of feature enabled, and you can contact your website developer or whoever's managing your website to put in a code, whether it's on Python or JavaScript, and this code should allow AI to have the ability to crawl a website. So it's key to have this in place. And I did build a AI visibility audit sort of platform where you could check how likely your website is or your profile is to be recommended by AI. And I'll just show you an example of what it looks like. And I'll run a full audit for Sarah, for example. So I'll just put in Sarah's details, and I'm just going to quickly do the audits. Just make sure that everything's correct. So this is a score that the AI has given about Sarah's website and her profile in terms of how likely she is to be recommended by AI. So it's 52 out of 100, which is a good score. We verified her website is crawlable, so it says it's good. It says that her NAP consistency needs some work. So essentially, she creates her business profile, and she makes sure that all the information in her Google business profile and her Realtor Canada profile is the same as her website. Then this would be good as well. It's just some small tweaks that she has to make. Her niche is quite good. It says a 7 out of 10, which is a good score. It does say it needs some work, so yeah, this can all be checked. It gives you sort of like the iterated descriptions that you need to add to your Google business profile or to your Realtor.Canada bio. Then it says that your FAQ structure needs some work as well, so it says fix now. So it gives you all sort of the fixes that need to be implemented, tells you what to do. And it just says that the jargon that she uses is good. That's good. Her content information readability is quite good as well. Then it also gives you a code that you can use. So you could just paste this code in your code base, tell a web developer to paste it in, and then it will just immediately correct all the fixes in your website. Then obviously for the Google business profile, you may have to sort it out for yourself. So just follow the steps that it has given you, and you should be able to have that sorted, and you can just run the audit check again in this tool. Yeah, it just gives you all the details needed to fix your website. It's not really much. And yeah, if you want access to this tool, just click on the link in my description. You should be able to go into my school community for free, and the link to my website or to this tool will be in there. And yeah, you can just keep on auditing your website and just checking what needs to be fixed or what needs to be updated. Yeah, just to increase that chance of being recommended by AI across every tool. So whether it's Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT. So that's the ending of the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that I missed or any information you didn't understand, please leave it down below in the comments. And if you want access to my tool, you can click on my school community in my description, or it will be in the comments, and then you can join for free. And my tool website link will be in there. And as always, thanks for watching.